here. Now this is the sort of work we do a little bit of, and essentially it is a bit of a restoration and a bit of a performance improvement to this old XC Falcon. Now, he bought it as a 351 Cleveland with a top loader, 9-inch, all in a basic running form. Not super pretty, but all there. What he wanted to do with it, what he bought the thing for, was to make it go a lot better, but staying with the carby theme in a naturally aspirated, just with nicer bits and pieces. And we're going to go right through the car gradually, but we've started with essentially a full engine. Now this is the 427 Ford Performance engine, which essentially we looked at building engines. This really, for what he wanted, came at a pretty good money for value. And what they are essentially is a 351 Windsor block running scat crank and rods, male pistons, custom hydraulic roller, it's a roller camshaft, and roller rockers, and all with the Ford Performance cylinder heads, and basically some fairly good bits and pieces with damper and timing covers and all that sort of stuff, all brand new. We then put on it Victor Jr. Edelbrock manifold, and we've also gone through and put on the 750 Holly, mounted a Holly Blue fuel pump in the back of it, MSD distributor, MSD ignition, it's a mechanical advanced distributor, ignition system, put on essentially, managed to make brackets and things to mount up the standard power steering pump and alternator. New large radiator, simple as that, custom modified on some dual fans so we don't have to spin a big fan or anything too fast, so they are electronically controlled fans. We've also gone through and put in a Tremec TKO, or the heavy duty 5-speed Tremec gearbox, obviously a clutch and flywheel, a performance tail shaft, and essentially that's what we've done, bar the exhaust system, bar the custom headers, and then I've completely built a custom exhaust system for it. We'll go through and do the diff that needs to be upgraded. We're looking at doing suspension, maybe a brake upgrade, all sorts of bits and pieces, but this is the starting point. This is the first time we've run it on the dyno. We just wanted to see what sort of power we're going to get, bed the engine a little bit, and have it all ready to start doing some setting the car up and the rest of the across the rest of the car. Back over here at the graph, we've got essentially what it actually ran, a fairly interesting number. In the way of it's a 427 cubic inch engine, and it ran the 426.9 in the way of rear wheel horsepower. Probably a little bit more there. It's reasonably warm today, it's just a carby car, so it's just running on the warm air from under the bonnet, but still pretty good number. And another interesting point is this car with the 351 Cleveland had at 4,800 revs, I think was the peak of the curve. It was just a standard Cleveland. That actually was running 178 rear wheel horsepower. This is actually at 2,500 revs by the time it's stabilised. It's a reasonable sized camshaft, so that's about where it's sort of settling down. It's running more power right down there. And as you can see, that power just keeps increasing. We're running up to 6,800 revs in this thing, and 427 in an NA form. That's or 426.9. That's very good power, really nice torque. This thing is going to be a bit of a handful if you want to drive it with a heavy foot.